If a woman lets you touch this one specific spot, she's already yours. I know what you're thinking. Sounds like another internet gimmick, right? But stay with me because what I'm about to share will completely transform how you understand female psychology and the silent signals women send. There's a particular area on a woman's body that functions as an emotional gateway. When she allows you to touch it, you're not simply getting physical permission. What's actually happening is far deeper. She's opening up to you on a psychological level that most men never reach. My name is Sally, and I've spent years studying attraction dynamics from both sides. As a woman myself and someone who's dedicated to understanding human connection, I'm going to pull back the curtain on something we rarely discuss openly. This isn't about tricks or manipulation tactics. What you're getting is the honest truth about female psychology, the things we feel intensely but almost never verbalize. Let me lay out something fundamental that most people don't realize. A woman's body operates on what I call proximity permissions, invisible boundaries that shift based on trust and comfort. Each time she allows you closer access to a particular area, she's making an unconscious assessment of your character. Her mind is constantly evaluating. Is this person safe? Does he respect me? Can I let my guard down around him? This process isn't happening in her logical brain. It's pure survival instinct mixed with emotional intelligence. Here's where most men completely miss the mark. They interpret all physical contact as equal. A pat on the back gets the same meaning as touching her cheek. Holding hands feels identical to her allowing you to brush hair from her face. Because they can't decode these subtle differences, countless opportunities slip away unnoticed. What I'm going to do today is give you the complete breakdown, every zone, every signal, every meaning. By the time we're done, you'll understand exactly what that one particular spot reveals when she grants you access. And trust me, what it communicates goes far beyond anything she's ready to say with words. But before we dive deeper, let me be crystal clear about something. If you're approaching this like some kind of manipulation playbook, you've fundamentally misunderstood. Physical connection doesn't operate through tricks or tactics. The moment you try to force it, you've already failed. The neurological reality of female touch for women, physical contact triggers a complex cascade of responses. It's not merely tactile, it's biochemical, neurological, and deeply emotional. When a man makes contact with us, our brains immediately process multiple layers of information. We're not just registering that someone touched us. Our nervous system is simultaneously evaluating your intentions, reading your energy signature, and determining whether you represent danger or security. All of this computation happens in fractions of a second, completely beneath conscious awareness. Researchers at DePaul University discovered something fascinating. They found that humans can accurately detect emotions like affection, compassion, and attraction through touch alone, with roughly 60% accuracy. And here's the kicker. Women significantly outperform men in this ability. Our nervous systems are calibrated to detect the motivations driving every single gesture. So understand this. When you make physical contact with a woman, she's experiencing far more than the sensation of your hand. She's receiving information about your confidence level, your emotional state, whether you're genuinely present or performing. Your true intentions transmit directly through contact. Now, here's what fundamentally shifts the entire dynamic. Location matters, yes, but the energy you bring to that touch matters infinitely more. The same woman might feel absolutely nothing when one man touches her forearm, yet experience electricity shooting through her entire body when a different man touches that identical spot. What creates that difference? The masculine presence and authentic intention behind the gesture. Decoding the hierarchy of access. Let me walk you through what I call the zones of permission, each one representing a deeper level of emotional access. The first boundary, arms and shoulders. This represents neutral territory. When she's comfortable with contact here, what she's really communicating is, okay, I've determined you're not a threat to me. You've passed the initial safety check. Don't confuse this with romantic interest yet. This is simply the baseline. She's observing how you handle entry-level access before making any decisions about going further. The second boundary, hands and wrists. This is where things begin shifting into intimate territory. Think about what hands represent. They're our primary tools for connection and expression. When a woman allows you to hold her hand, there's a subtle exchange of power happening. She's demonstrating vulnerability. The wrist takes this even deeper. It's delicate, the skin is thin, and her pulse is visible. From an evolutionary perspective, this area is exposed and fragile. If she doesn't instinctively withdraw when you touch here, she's signaling real trust. The third boundary, waist and lower back, you're now entering protected space. Here's why this matters so much. We can't see what's happening behind us. Allowing someone to place their hand on our lower back or waist requires bypassing our natural protective instincts. When she doesn't tense up or step away, when she actually leans into your touch, she's accepting both your physical presence and your role as someone who makes her feel protected. The fourth boundary, neck and face. Welcome to deeply vulnerable territory. The neck is one of the most biologically fragile parts of the human body. In the animal kingdom, exposing your neck to another creature is the ultimate display of submission and trust. When a woman lets you touch her neck without flinching, something primal is happening. She's demonstrating trust at an instinctual level. The face carries different but equally powerful meaning. Your face is literally your identity, how you present yourself to the world. When she allows you to touch her face, cup her cheek, trace her features, she's granting access to her authentic self. She's showing you who she really is beneath the social masks. But there exists one zone that goes even beyond these, a place where every psychological defense has completely dissolved. And it's not the obvious choice most men would guess. The ultimate symbol of emotional surrender, the deepest level of female vulnerability, the zone that reveals complete emotional surrender, is her hair. Let me explain why this carries such profound significance for us. Hair isn't simply about aesthetics or vanity. It represents our identity, our expression of femininity, and our emotional state. Pay attention to women's behavior. We constantly touch our own hair. When we're anxious, we run our fingers through it. When we're attracted to someone, we play with it. When we're flirting, we flip it. When we're processing complex emotions, we twist it around our fingers. Our hair is our emotional antenna and our femininity made visible. When a woman permits a man to touch her hair, the psychological shift is massive. She's relinquishing control over something she normally manages exclusively herself. She's handing over one of the primary symbols of her feminine identity. But here's the crucial distinction. It's not just about permission. What reveals everything is her reaction. Watch for these signs. Does her head tilt naturally into your hand? Do her eyes close for just a moment? Does she release a subtle sigh? Does a genuine smile appear without her intending it? These aren't conscious choices. This is her nervous system dropping into complete safety mode. This is neurochemical surrender, not intellectual decision-making. Her body is flooding with oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Her amygdala, the brain's threat detection center, is going quiet. Her parasympathetic nervous system is activating, creating that feeling of deep relaxation. All of this is happening automatically because you've created an environment where she feels utterly safe. But listen carefully to this next part, because it's absolutely critical. This level of intimacy only manifests when it's the organic result of genuine trust you've already established. It can never, ever be forced or manipulated. Hair is powerful precisely because it only becomes accessible after you've demonstrated through consistent behavior that you're trustworthy, respectful, and real. Think about it. She's not going to let someone she barely knows start running their fingers through her hair. That level of access requires time, emotional connection, and proven character. Understanding the deeper truth. Here's what you need to internalize. Physical touch isn't a technique for winning someone over. It's a wordless dialogue between two people. When a woman responds positively to your touch, her body is confirming what her mind already knows. You've already dismantled the barriers that genuinely matter. The trust came first. The connection came first. The touch is simply the physical expression of what already exists emotionally. Too many men approach this backward. They think if they can just touch the right spot in the right way, attraction will suddenly appear. But that's not how female psychology operates. The touch doesn't create the attraction creates the permission for touch. When you've built real rapport, demonstrated authentic value, shown consistent respect, and created genuine emotional safety, a woman's body naturally opens access. It's not something you take, it's something she gives. And that's a fundamental distinction that separates men who truly understand women from those who are constantly confused by mixed signals. The bigger picture. What I've shared today goes far beyond specific body zones or physical contact. What this is really about is learning to read the language women speak through their bodies, their responses, their subtle permissions and boundaries. Most of female communication isn't verbal. We're constantly broadcasting information through body language, through what we allow and don't allow, through micro-expressions and physical responses. Men who develop the ability to read this silent language operate at a completely different level. They know when a woman is genuinely interested versus just being polite. They can distinguish between comfort and attraction. They understand when to escalate and when to pull back. They never have to wonder where they stand because they're fluent in the signals she's continuously sending. And here's something beautiful about developing this awareness. It makes you naturally more respectful, more attuned, and more attractive. Because women can sense when a man truly understands them versus when he's just running plays from a dating strategy playbook. The man who genuinely gets this doesn't need to push boundaries or test limits. He reads the signals she's giving, respects her pace, and moves forward only when she's clearly inviting him to. This creates a dynamic where she feels seen, understood, and safe, which paradoxically makes her far more likely to open up completely. Moving forward. Physical intimacy and emotional connection are intricate dances that require both partners to be present, aware, and responsive. The specific spot I've revealed today, her hair, represents the culmination of everything that came before it. It's not a shortcut or a hack. It's the natural endpoint of building genuine trust and attraction. So if you're wondering how to apply this information, here's my advice. Stop focusing on the destination and start focusing on the journey. Build real connections. Develop genuine confidence. Show up authentically. Respect boundaries while remaining masculine and decisive. Create emotional safety while maintaining your edge. When you do those things, the physical intimacy, including access to that ultimate zone of vulnerability, will unfold naturally. She'll guide you there through her responses, her body language, her increasing comfort with your presence. And when you reach that point where she tilts her head back and closes her eyes as you run your fingers through her hair, you'll know it's real. You'll know you've earned something precious, her complete emotional surrender. That's the kind of connection worth building. That's the kind of intimacy that actually means something. If this completely shifted your perspective on female psychology and attraction, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Coming up next, I'm breaking down the involuntary signals a woman gives when she's sexually attracted to you but actively trying to hide it. These are responses she literally cannot control, even when she wants to. You're not going to want to miss that one. Until then, remember this. The most powerful form of touch isn't about technique. It's about presence, intention, and the trust you've already built. Master that, and everything else falls into place naturally. See you in the next one.